I am so excited because right behind me is a Dutch colonial. A Dutch colonial. That's a Dutch colonial. Do you know what that is? It's not a barn. Look how cool it is. All right guys, so we are just walking around Ballard trying to look at some of the different homes in the neighborhood in Seattle. We've got 14 distinct styles here in Seattle of home, and one of the things that I get a kick out of is just trying to take a look at some of the different styles. Right behind me is a Dutch colonial, which is really cool. You can tell by the gambrel roof. And so if you're not familiar with the type of house that you can get here, if you're not familiar with what some of the different architectural styles are and why they're designed that way, what era they came from, put together a PDF for you. It's just fun, it's just for fun. It's really, it's not an architectural digest by any means, but it can be a lot of fun to poke through and kind of learn a little bit about, why a Tudor home is a Tudor home, what features define it. Let me see if we can poke around. We'll find a couple others to look at, but a lot of fun. I hope you get a kick out of it. Whoever owns this house is awesome. This house is amazing, and their beetle that matches their house is amazing. So the sun is really screwing this one up for me because I wanted to show you this Craftsman too. This one is this is super dialed in. Looks like they're doing some renovations. You see that big big porch and all that attention to detail. Let me swoop around to the other side and see if we can. So in that gable end there, look at all that detail you can see in the eaves. I mean, that's just fantastic work. They've done such a nice job keeping it and maintaining this one. This is a real gem, classic arts and craftsman home. So there's another one across the street right there by that Synchro. I think that's a Synchro, Westie. So the original Seattle box was the Foursquare, right? So just after the Victorian houses of the 1890s and then into the early 1900s, we got these Foursquares. You can tell a Foursquare because it's kind of a box, and the roof line comes down and meets with the siding horizontally. And so that's the original Seattle box. So behind me, we've got what is kind of like the new contemporary, modern design, and really steals from mid-century modern and 1960s stark architecture, that stark modern architecture with like a little bit of 1980s minimalist contemporary. And when you start to dig in and kind of look at some of the eras that had done this design and these features prior, the houses get a little, they're pretty interesting, pretty fun to look at. I still need to find a good example of a Tudor. Hey guys, pretty excited. Found a really good example of a Tudor. We're in Sunset Hill, the neighborhood in Ballard, and behind me we've got a prime example of a beautiful brick Tudor home. And you can always tell the Tudors because they have the very steep pitched roof, and a lot of them are going to have that slow slope over to the entry. They're really fantastic. And Sunset Hill has some really great examples. Here's another one just across the street. It's a beautiful home. I've been inside that home. It's got fantastic updates. It's really well done, and it is kind of fun, and I want to point some of these different types of homes out to you that are here in Ballard, here in Seattle. And you can find these same houses in Queen Anne, and even still some over in Capitol Hill and Montlake and those neighborhoods there too. If you ever want to talk houses or anything, you guys know you can always reach out to me, but thought I'd throw this together. Maybe you can kind of see what kind of home you really like, see what you're really interested in, and just get to know Seattle a little bit better. So check it out. It's a free download. Obviously no cost, no obligation. It's just for fun, so I hope you enjoy it. All right, talk to you.